And then he see what his prophet said. And this is, as you see, this is Sahih al-Bukhari and this is Sahih Muslim, which means the most authentic books. And this is what Muhammad said. This is how the baby is created. Isn't it this is alone is enough for anyone who is seeking the truth to know that Muhammad is a fraud? Not only, you know, it's not what science is making Muhammad fraud, but this is like a basic knowledge these days. This is not even science. You know, the word science is very flexible, you know. Like, if science is the knowledge, then all of us, we are scientists, because we have certain knowledge, correct? If science is, let us say, the method to find out, well, all of us, we have method to find out about things, you know, in life. However, when things come to a very simple fact everybody knows, that is not even science anymore. This is something everybody, this is knowledge for everybody. The man sleep with the women, they have a baby. This is a knowledge since the beginning of time. They do not need to be scientists, but somehow this is part of the science. But Muhammad, he take knowledge to a different level. He claimed that he is the one who knows and nobody else knows. So he's providing to us knowledge which nobody have. This is not an average, supposedly, information. This is a high quality information. This is why they are saying to you that he is the receiver of the truth. He received it from who? Receive it from Allah. This is why they are saying Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah pray on him and salute him. Muhammad is greater than Allah. To the point that God of Muhammad, he praise Muhammad and he salute Muhammad and he pray on Muhammad. And now the great Muhammad, he is telling us information which nobody knows. And now you need to ask yourself, why the Muslims, when they explain that verse about 3 stages of darkness or how the baby is created, don't use this to prove their statement? Why none of them use it? I mean, who is the best to know what the Quran is saying except Muhammad? Why do they want to use it? Right? Any Muslim can explain to us why you don't want to use your prophet explanation for the Quran. What is the problem exactly? Do you think he is unqualified? Do you think he is dumb? He's silly, he's stupid? Do you think that Zakir Naik, he knew what the verses mean? Or somebody, the one who made those articles, he knew better than Muhammad? Obviously you do. Otherwise, your prophet, he explained it. How it's made from blood clot? Yeah, the Quran says that, it's actually, it says in front of you, you see. And the funny, according to Muhammad, every darkness period is 40 days. So the total of a human being creation is 120 days. And by the way, this is the contradiction for what he said in the Quran, because in some hadith he make it 4 stages, in some hadith he make it 3 stages. So if you read here carefully, it says that you will be gathered in the form of a semen in your mother belly for 40 days. And then it became a clinging, which means clinging blood, for a similar period. This is another 40 days. And then he become a lump of a flesh for a similar period. Okay, what is the total? 40 plus 40 plus 40, 120 days. That's science. And you became a clinging thing, which is a congealed blood. You see here the translator, he said clinging thing, but this is not correct translation. If I copy the same hadith, I will copy 3 words, and I will take it to the search engine in the Abdul website. Okay. This is the science of Muhammad. Do you see it? Like this one is showing us too many hadith, have nothing to do with our topic. Hold on, let us see. Do you see the science? Who is a person can oppose the science of the Prophet of Allah? Any Muslim. In fact, all of them, they oppose it. And the proof of that, not even a single Muslim website is speaking about the biology according to the Quran, use the interpretation or the explanation of their Prophet to explain the verses. You know what I mean? If they are not against what Muhammad is saying, if they are truly believers in what Muhammad brought to them, which is the Quran, then they should take what Muhammad said to them about the Quran. But they don't do that. They make their own article and they fabricate their own interpretation. And they hide all the statement of Muhammad because it is embarrassment. Any Muslim? Any Abdul? You notice this is the same hadith, but the translation here is different. Look here, it's more clear that this is a congealed dead blood. Then he become a clot of thick blood. Do you see it? In the previous translation, they tried to avoid using that word because this is again an embarrassment. Reply to surf hand in YouTube. What does that mean? We do not need to reply to anyone unless he contacts us. Did he contact me? Here we go, my Skype is open. Don't come here and tell me reply to this guy and to this guy. All of them are kids until they prove that they are men or enough to be considered men to call me. Well, we have our friend Bilal. He is back online and he is just texting me. That's wonderful. Let us see Mr. Bilal. He's a nice guy, Bilal. I like this guy. You know, at least he is not, you know, like the rest. Let us see what Bilal want to say. Hello?
Oh, let me,
Yeah, it's okay. Turn off your camera, please.
guys, go to the room. Guys, go to the room.
All right, Mr. Bilal, you are with us? He's taking the kids away.
Guys, go to the room, please. Okay, hold on. The Christian Prince, the kids, yeah.
It's all right, my friend. I understand. No problem.
Go to the room, guys. Go to the room.
Just tell them Teddy Bear is outside and they will leave.
I think there's a little bit of a delay, but go ahead, Christian Prince. Explain to me what the topic is for today and what's the issue.
All right. Well, you know, we have tons of websites, as you know, Mr. Bilal, And those websites, they keep saying that Quran is unchangeable, like nobody can challenge the Quran. And it's talking about scientific miracles. Do you really believe in those things, or this is a, you know, some Muslim lying about science and the Quran? Still talking about scientific miracles. Do you really believe in those things, or this is a... If you can mute YouTube, please. Lying about science and the Quran. Mute.
Yes, I do believe there are Quranic verses that are miracles that were...
Okay.
Sorry?
Can you mute YouTube, because I have two sound coming. So you have YouTube on. Mute YouTube. Keep it running if you want, so you can see the screen with me. But mute YouTube and hear me only from Skype. Keep it running if you want, so you can see the screen with me.
Yeah, the problem is I'm using my phone and I'm putting it on my Chromecast TV, which yeah, it's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, but can't you mute YouTube? Mute YouTube.
Hold on a second. Let me see. How do I? Let's see. How do I... Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna just shut off the...
All right, okay.
Because I'm not able to see the screen at the same time.
No problem.
You know, I'm not able to see the screen at the same time.
All right, no problem. Okay. Let him set up his stuff and he will be back with us. So we heard Mr. Bilal saying that he believed that there's some scientific miracle in the Quran. So we cannot wait until he comes back to us and tell us where we can find those things. But before he calls us, how many of you think that Mr. Bilal is right? How many Muslims here, they accept what Mr. Bilal said, that there is some science in the Quran? If you are a Muslim and you agree, give us one, please. If you are a Muslim, and you agree, give us one, that there is some science in the Quran, as Mr. Bilal he said. No Muslims here? What happened? Where are the Muslims? Okay, let's do this. Do you think that Mr. Bilal, he will be able to prove anything really to be scientific in the Quran? Anything? Not even one. I mean, can he prove one thing to be accurate? Because now when he come back, you know, we will ask him to show us those things. All right, Bilal is calling.
Hi, is this better?
Yeah, that's good. So Bilal, go ahead, my friend. You know, what is the science in the Quran?
I'm not seeing anything in front of me, just to let you know.
No problem. If I want to share something with you, I will post it for you in Skype. No problem.
Okay, and also I would like to mention to the people that are watching, I am not a scholar of Islam. Okay. I am a regular Muslim, but I do believe wholeheartedly that Islam is the truth.
Okay.
And so I just want the people to know that I am not a scholar.
No problem.
And I have not studied anything before even coming on this. Like for this topic, I have not studied. I just like talking to Christian Prince. I like to see his point of view, and we'll take it from there. Go ahead, Christian Prince.
No, actually, I want to listen to you because you said you believe there is some science in the Quran. So tell us something. Choose the most strong one, Bilal, please. The strong one, like something you think there's nobody can refute this one.
Okay, I'm also not a scientist, but I do believe that 1400 years ago they did not have the technology that we have today.
Okay.
So for the things that the Prophet mentioned in the Quran, for example, the mountains, right? The mountains being pegged to the ground. So the mountain is not. It's not only that mountain that you see like like we can see, but underneath that mountain, there's also like a mini mountain that is pegged to the ground. That's something that I don't believe the Prophet would have known unless it was God, sent to him.
Okay.
Can you debunk that or?
No problem. No, sure I can. No, come on. This is very hard for me. Bilal, Bilal, let me ask you: is the mountains coming from inside the earth, or somebody placed it in the top of the earth?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm asking you because you are the one who mentioned science now. Because I mean, you do not know much about. You are the one.
I told you I'm not a scientist, but what I see from the mountain, I see it there. Like when we see it there, right? But if I lived 100 years and I just keep looking at the mountain, I will say, "Wow, that's the mountain." I can see the top of it, just like the house, right? You see the house, but you don't see the base.
But you mentioned that the mountain is made like nails in the ground, right?
Yes, like pigs.
Okay. So is that scientific? Is that how the mountains are created, really?
That is scientific, yes.
Okay. Based on what? Because according to your Quran, Allah, He placed the mountains in the top of the earth. Is that correct?
And also they're pegged. It's also mentioned in the Quran as well.
No problem. But according to the Quran, the mountains is not part of the earth. Allah, He placed the mountains in the top of the earth. Yes or no?
I do not know that exact verse. I would have to read it again. If you can bring it up, it would be nice.
No problem. Chapter 16, verse number 15.
Yeah. Can you put it on my screen, please? Because I'm not
sure. I will give you the link. You want me to give you the link in Skype?
I guess so, yeah.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Open the link from your side, please. And as you see, this is your translation, so you can change translation as you wish.
Arabic English would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you speak Arabic, which is good. It says, وَأَلْقَى فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِي. What أَلْقَى mean? What أَلْقَى mean?
He put.
أَلْقَى mean he throw.
وَأَلْقَى, he thrown, okay.
Throw. So he throws something in the top of the earth, and that is mountains. Is that what science says? Is the mountain something we throw in the top of it?
No, but he's into the earth firm mountain, so it does not shake with you as well as rivers and pathway. Okay. For the rest of the place, but how he placed them though, Christian Prince, you cannot tell me exactly how he placed them. You can only, because you weren't there when he placed them, correct?
Yeah, but what science says that the mountains is not something placed in the top of the earth. They are coming from inside the earth. So when there is either a volcano, and the volcano will make the magma go out, that will make a mountain, or there is a mountains, they are exist because the tectonic plates, they are a pressure between two tectonic plates, and that will raise the ground. According to the Quran, is the opposite. According to the Quran, the earth is flat, and Allah, He placed the mountains in the top of it, so the earth will not shake. But according to science, areas with mountains is the most shaky place. As an example, Japan, they have an average of 1,000, 1,500, even more sometime, earthquake, and it's an island of mountains. And why they have mountains actually? Because there is the ground there is not stable. So mountains is not to stop the earth from shaking. Mountains exist there because the earth is shaking. And the mountains are coming from the ground inside out, not outside in. And you studied that in school, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how the Quran teaching you something very false, according, maybe elementary school knowledge?
Like I mentioned, Christian Prince, I do not know how he placed them.
Doesn't matter how he placed them, but this is not what happened. You see, he placed them. He placed them. I mean, me and you agree on that he placed them. Okay, Bilal, do we agree that he placed the mountains in the top of the earth? He placed, correct? He placed it. Okay, so that means there was no mountains. Allah, He created the earth, and then Allah, He make mountains, and then He put it in the top of the earth, correct?
Put it on top of the earth?
Yes.
How he did it? Yes. There was mountains on the earth.
I don't know how he did it. That's not the question. The question is, how he says such a statement that he placed mountains in the top of the earth, when all of us we know, and you just agree with me, that mountains is coming from inside. Actually, scientists today, they try to fight Christianity, even Islam, by saying, well, you know, if you want to know the age of the earth, study the age of the mountain. Why? They say like the mountain of Himalaya increase an average of whatever centimeter a year, you know, and they say we can measure how many centimeter or millimeter, whatever, and then we will find how many years was the age of this mountain. That's what they say. That is what they call it, science. So when I asked you about science, you said, okay, I will give you this one. But this one again proving that Islam is false, because mountains is not something placed in the top of the earth. Mountains is part of the earth. Actually, is coming from deep inside the earth. As an example, mountain of a volcano.
Fair enough, Christian Prince. So can you tell me how this earth, from your Christian perspective, how this earth came about?
Well, you know, the Bible doesn't give us details much, except that God, he created the earth, God created the heaven. It doesn't say too much about it to tell you what, you know, because this is not really important for me, and the Bible is not a book of science anyway. I mean, if God want to create, if you know, when a guy he studied to be an eye specialist, just to study the eye, he study 60, 80 books just to study the eye. So if God want to tell us how he created the eye and how the eye function, he need to write for us 60, 80 books at least, so we understand the eye, right? But the Bible is not a book to understand the eye, is to understand God. So here, your God, he is voluntarily jumping into knowledge, which is supposedly nobody knows, and this knowledge is false.
Okay, like I mentioned, I do not know how he placed them, how he created, and you said you as a Christian you don't know how he created it. So I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna move to another topic, because we don't know how the earth was created.
Okay, give me another one.
Okay, so you mentioned, and this one you can tell me from the Quran as well, and also from science. You because I seen you talking about this one, and I'll let you speak about it here. Give you the floor about the child being in the womb of the you know, the steps a child is made in the stomach. Can you explain to me what's wrong with the Quran in that aspect?
Well, if we go on, let us see first verses speaking about that, you know, and then we will understand better. And for sure, you know, I think you agree with me, Bilal, that's the best one to explain these verses is your prophet, correct? Not a guy in YouTube or Zakir Naik.
I would love the Quran, because we're not Arabic. We're not really Arab. I wouldn't consider you or myself Arab experts, like in the Arabic language, especially in that time.
Why not?
Because and if you look at Sibawayh and like some real Arabic scholars, you know, it would be probably more. My friend,
my friend, Bilal. You see, there is always in certain time people who they spend their life studying something.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that make them experts. So I'm not going to compare myself by that person, but doesn't make me that a person I do not know what Arabic is, right? So he might be a person who is able to create a grammar rule, new grammar rule, you know, because he's smart. He's studying this for long. So you know that the one who fixed the Arabic language is not even an Arab. Correct?
That's right.
Okay, the Arabic language was horribly hard to understand, horribly hard to have a grammar for it. It's a horrible language when it's come to grammar and how to make it work. Then a person who have nothing to do with the Arab, he just learned Arabic. He is so smart, he said to the dumb Arab, stupid Arab, let me fix your language, and he did. And until now you are going by his rules.
Yes.
Okay. So the excuse of not being scholar in Arabic, that's not an excuse, because Allah supposed to speaking to every human being in that book, correct?
No, I mean like like when you're in you're translating it to English, and also the hadith itself, you know, like I like to stick with your Bible and my Quran. If we can stick to those two, it would be very nice.
You know, we can stick to anything you want, but the question is,
Because
who is, are you trying, my friend, to avoid what Muhammad said because it's
no,
embarrassment,
I'm not
maybe?
trying to avoid. I'm not an expert in them. That's what I'm trying to tell
No,
you.
no, okay. How suddenly you just say the Quran language is hard, but Muhammad language is harder? So you can understand the Quran, you can understand the Quran, what it's saying, but you don't, but you cannot understand what your prophet's saying. Explain the verse.
No, first of all, when it comes to sahih, not sahih, those kind of things, I don't know if you're an expert in it.
We will use only Sahih.
Are you a muhaddith?
My friend, I am not a Muslim at all, my friend.
Are you a muhaddith? It
No,
doesn't
no,
mean
no, no. I will use your scholars saying this is Sahih. The scholars, the scholars.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, if we stick to the Quran, at least you will hold more weight, Christian Prince, because the Quran is like every Muslim that is watching this.
Okay, you as a Muslim, how you learned how to pray?
Of course, like I mentioned, we do have hadith that we do follow.
Okay.
But
then how come when you want you follow the hadith, and when you want you don't follow the hadith?
There are hadith that are like universally accepted all across, and prayer is one of them.
What if I do this? I will use only what is universally accepted. Is that okay?
See, I don't know which one is universally accepted because you're not a muhaddith, and I'm not.
My friend, I am not the one who will say that. It's you, Muslim, who will say this is very authentic.
Okay. Can you just prove me wrong with the Quran? Like, I don't know what's the problem. It's every Muslim here watching this. You might have a Sunni, you might have a Shi'i watching this. The hadith that you bring, Bukhari, Muslim, the Shia.
No problem. Let us go first to the Quran, and then, and obviously, you know, I can tell Bilal that you are terrified if I show you what your Prophet said, because it's terrifying. I understand. Now, I want you to read for me. This is a chapter 23. I like it when a Muslim, he laugh about what I say. You know. By the way, I like I said many times in the front of people, I like this person. Bilal is a nice guy. You know, so you are always welcome to call me. So Bilal, listen to this.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Chapter 23, verse number 14. Can you read it for us? Open the link.
Okay, you just sent it? Okay, hold on. I'm going to read it here.
Yeah.
Chapter 23, verse 14?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it says here, I'm going to read it in English. Okay, then we made the sperm into a clot of congealed blood.
Congealed blood,
Congealed blood, sorry. Then of that clot, we made a lump, a fetus, or a lump.
All right.
Then we made out of that lump bones and clothed the bones with flesh. Then we developed out of it another creature. So blessed be Allah, the best to create.
All right.
Okay.
So do you find any mistake, or I should help you?
You should help me, please.
Okay, what is the first stage according to the Quran verse here?
It says the sperm, right? It says sperm.
Okay. And the sperm will become what?
Comes into like a little clot.
Is that what science teach?
I don't know. What does science teach, Christian Prince?
The sperm itself, I mean, come on, you know, Bilal, what is your education, with my respect to you?
No, Christian Prince, seriously, like, I do not know how the baby is formed in the stomach. I really don't know.
Okay. Did you've been in school, right?
I know that the sperm goes into the woman's part, and then it goes into the egg, right? It fertilizes the egg.
Correct.
And then the egg, after that, I really don't know what happens.
Okay, so it's not the sperm will be transformed into blood. You just answer yourself. You just said the sperm go to the egg, and then the egg, what will happen? The egg will start, multiply cells, correct?
The egg multiplies, yes.
Okay.
The eggs?
Yeah. So the first part of the verse is absolutely false, because it is not the sperm who will transform into anything. The sperm will deliver the DNA message and will fertilize, which means activate the egg. That's it. And then the sperm demolish. That's it. The sperm is not going to be a baby. According to Quran, the sperm...
Can I just jump in 1 sec?
Sure.
But what is that, like, here it's mentioned, right, the sperm into a clot, right? So after the egg is fertilized by the sperm, it does turn into like a small clot, doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't.
No, because first of here, this is a clot of a congealed blood. Congealed blood means dead blood.
Then what's a fetus then?
Where is the fetus? Did you see the word fetus here? This is you Muslim putting things in the Quran. It's not there. This is not in the Quran.
This is what it said. Then of that clot we made like a lump. A lump is a fetus.
Exactly, but this is the third stage. So the first stage is a sperm.
Yeah.
Then the second stage is a dead blood, as you see, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then the third stage is a piece of hard meat, lump. Okay, but not a single person in the world accept that a baby stages is like that, because congealed blood is not in any stage of the baby creation. And look what your prophet is saying, or his God saying, that it is the sperm who became, it is the blood, which it is the dead blood, and then the it is blood, which is dead blood, become a lump. So